Good afternoon and welcome to today's session that is on the Bhuvan Geoportal and its applications, and we'll try to focus mainly on how this particular portal can be used for the urban planning related activities. So I will start with a very quick demonstration on the different component and services of Bhuvan portal. And in the later stage of this presentation session, we'll have a live demonstration, and we'll see the few of the capabilities and services we'll be accessing live. So let us start the session. So as you may be knowing that the Bhuvan Geoportal or Bhuvan portal is available in the URL known as www.bhuvan.nrsc.gov.in. Basically, this is a Earth observation geoportal of Indian Space Research Organization, which was launched in year 2009, and the basic objective of this portal was basically to showcase the Indian remote sensing capability and also demonstrate some of the major applications of remote sensing data, like for the nature resource management and disaster management. So when we launched this portal in 2009, we start focusing on the visualization system, but today this portal is available as a platform for many of the applications related to nature resource management, disaster management, and similar application purpose. So as I mentioned, for any query and doubts on this particular portal, you can always send the mail to bhuvan@nrsc.gov.in. And this particular portal is having the home page, which can be accessible through any web browser, that is basically any standard web browsers like your Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer, or Google Chrome or Safari. Any of such browser you can use it. When you are opening the bhuvan.nrsc.gov.in, so this kind of home page will be visible to you, and here in this part you will be able to see some of the important component of this particular portal, and in this right side the majorly it focus on the latest updates as per the data is concerned, as per the information services is concerned, or document related to this particular portal. And this particular section's top right corner is dedicated to state geoportals, where you can straightway link to the respective state, and the data related to that particular state in India will be loaded. So here you have to remember the major focus of this particular portal is to cover Indian region only. So most of the data is available for India, and it is not only the simple satellite data visualization platform, it also offers you various thematic applications under different categories that I will be covering in the later stage. And also it also give you various software tools right from the mobile platform to desktop to web platforms, which you can download from here. And at the same time, this particular portal is also offering some of the web services, and basically these web services can be accessed directly into your desktop GIS without any physical download of the data. So today it offers a variety of services right from satellite data visualization to thematic applications, and some of the data sets available in this portal also can be downloaded directly into your computer, so that you can further do the research activities or some project related activities in your local computer also. One by one, if you see the components, it starts with the simple 2D visualizations. 2D means it is a two-dimensional visualization of satellite imagery and the base layer When you are visualizing the satellite imagery, so it will first load the coarser resolution satellite data, that is basically 56 meter spatial resolution, which is from AView sensor of Indian remote sensing satellite, and this particular data is available in temporal nature also. So every year in a 3 cropping seasons, so data is being updated. So when you are visualizing the entire India at the national level, the data from AView should be loaded. The second level of visualization is from the LIS-3 sensor, again from Indian remote sensing satellite, which offers the satellite imagery on the 23.5 meter spatial resolutions, and for entire India for at least 2 cycles these data sets are available here. You can visualize this data, and also it will offer you some of the tool which can be used for the mapping purpose also. The next level of visualization is from the LIS-4 data. This is again from the Indian remote sensing satellite, that is known as the ResourceSat-1 and ResourceSat-2, and this data is around 5.8 or around 6 meter spatial resolution. Again it is available for entire India, and by using this data the mapping up to 1:25,000 scale can be performed. And the next level of visualization we call is basically for the higher resolution or high resolution satellite imagery. These are available in the 2.5 meter and 1 meter spatial resolutions. So 2.5 meter data from Cartosat-1 series of satellite is available here. So you can visualize 2.5 meter for entire Indian regions, and these data sets are ortho rectified data sets. So as we discussed during my last lecture also, so ortho rectification is one of the important activities which will enhance the accuracy of your data when you are visualizing it either in a 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional framework. So 2.5 meter entire India is available today as a ortho corrected satellite imagery. The next level visualization we have targeted to give you the high resolution satellite data for entire India on 1 meter spatial resolution. As of now, this particular activity is still in progress, and we have around 300 cities and towns in India. These data sets we have loaded, and rest part of the country we are in process to upload and provide for the visualization purpose. So this is about the 2-dimensional viewer. In the 2-dimensional viewer, we also have some of the basic tools or some utilities for the basic drawing or basic mapping purpose, and the same time you can also overlay the base layer information from Survey of India. You can also overlay some of the base layer information from a Retif map also on top of Bhuvan, and the same time you can also overlay your local data, your own data on top of this visualization system. And these all tools are available in the simple browser, and this particular browser basically when you are opening a website will become your looks like your GIS software, where the add layer, zoom layer, panning the layers, and also use the identify tools and also query on the layer, this kind of utility will be automatically available. The next component is basically Bhuvan 3D, and this is basically 3-dimensional visualization of the terrain. Here you can create the virtual reality of the earth. So digital elevation model will be draped in the background of the satellite image, and then you can pan, you can zoom to the local area. So up to city level visualization will be available here. And in fact, if you see data in 3D view, so you can create the virtual reality, and you can also simulate an area, like you can create the fly-throughs and you can fly to a particular area, and you will have a full synoptic view of the terrains. And same time it will also give you to do some of the basic analysis, like you can calculate the horizontal distance, you can calculate the vertical distance, you can generate the terrain profile here, and it will also give you some of the utilities, like you can generate the contour map on the fly, you can generate the slope and aspect map, and the same time the volume estimations of the waters in a particular region can also be you can do it here. So this is a visualization system, and in 3D visualization system it offers in two mode. One is a plugin with plugin, and second is a plugin free visualization. Plugin from the skyline globe, and once it is installed in your computer, then 3D visualization of Bhuvan will be possible. But parallelly, we are also developing a open source base, a open platform applications for 3D visualization, which is available in a simple web browser without installing any plugin to your computers. You can also visualize the terrain in the 3D view, and also you can perform the basic 3D analysis in the simple web browser itself. So when I am saying plugin free 3D visualization, so that means it is compatible with all the browsers, all the operating system where the Java is supported. And this is one of the unique kind of applications where 3D view of a terrain is possible in a simple web browser itself. And next component we have the basically a data archive, or from where you can download the original satellite data. So here it offers, again you can choose a area of interest, and then you can select which data you would like to download from here, and here you have to register first, and registration is completely free, and you will be getting a account activation email, and then by clicking on this particular hyperlinks your account will be activated. This all process will happen within 1 or 2 minutes, and then you are eligible to download the data from this particular component. Right now the data from the Cartoset 1, that is your digitalization model, around 1 posting it is available, around 30 meter we can say, and for entire Indian regions for different version you can download. Then we have the AVIP sensor data completely free, all the bands will be available, you can download it. List 3 data is available here, again temporal data. Then you also have some IMS satellite data, this hyperspectral data, and some data sets are related to global product, that is from climate related studies, are also available for download. Then the next important on the climate and environmental related studies, and this particular component again is a completely R&D based component. If you are having interest on this particular subject, so the data from OCM satellites so are available as a local and global product that you can download from here. The next component which is known as a thematic applications in Bhuvan, basically it offers some of the thematic and data as an information system, which is based on one of the important program of ISRO called National Natural Resource Management System. ISRO, an enormous project. Under this project we are executing one important mission, that is called NR Census program. So Natural Resource Census program. Under Natural Resource program Census program, ISRO is mapping 7 themes from the land use, land cover, land degradations, wetland, wasteland, vegetation, snow and glacier. Similarly we have 7 themes. All these data sets are available in this particular components. So you can visualize this data, and the same time you can access this data as a web service into your GIS domain or GIS software. So and these data sets, basically we have mandate to update the data on certain interval. For example, if you are talking about the land use, land cover data in 1:50,000 scale, we are updating every 5 years. And land use, land cover data on 1:250,000 scale, it will be updated once in a year. So annually data is being updated, and once data is updated, it will be available for you directly to access here and also consume the service as a web service in your local computers. And the another important point here, the data on 1:250,000 scale is also available as a download in the original GIS format. So this is the basically idea here. If you are a researchers or you are students doing some projects related to some area, so these data sets you can access directly from thematic services. Then we have some of the specialized services like ISRO Disaster Management Support Program, which is known as ISRO DMSP. Under this program, we offers the disaster services, and these disaster services are basically focusing on 6 natural disasters like flood, earthquake, and you have the cyclone, you have the forest fire, landslide, and drought. And these six natural disasters we are focusing here, and the data sets are basically event based data, and whatever information ISRO is generating based on the space technology, either it's a remote sensing or navigation or communications, all these data and information services are published here for the public use. And then we have the one important component which is known as your own GIS, create your own map here by using this component. So what you can do, you can do the complete mapping activity right from data creation like point, line, polygon or shape file creation in website itself. Just you have to create your login, and then you can start digitizing the features, and this data you can save there, and the same time you can download into your local computer as a save file. So here, without buying any GIS software or without buying any data products from any of the data agency, directly you can start doing the mapping activity and download this data completely free. And then the here, if you are opening the web page or the home page of the Bhuvan, you will be seeing that number of applications are available under the G governance dashboard category. Here we are trying to address the requirement of different user department and ministries in India, how they can use the geospatial technology for their day-to-day activity, how their activities can be enhanced or can be executed in better way by using the geospatial technology. So various case studies will be available here. So you can have a look of these applications. If you click on any one such applications, you will be seeing that so detailed information as a document, then their data sets created by these departments are overlaid on top of the satellite data published under the Bhuvan portal. For example, if you take the here school Bhuvan, this is one specific component developed for MHRD in collaboration with the NCRT. So what they are trying to do, they are trying to implement the syllabus of geography where the remote sensing in GIS is covered for the students of 9th class, 10th class, 11th and 12th class. What we have done here, we have just implemented all the syllabus in this portal, and then student can do the practical right in the portal itself without having any software or data, and they can understand the geography better way. Another example can be a National Urban Information System, that is NUIS project. Under this project, around 152 towns ISRO has mapped on 1:10,000 scale mapping using the Cartosat series of data, and all these data set we have published under NUIS, and then you can choose your town and you can get the data, you can load it, and you can get the further information on this particular scale. But at the same time, it also offers you one plugin for the quantum GIS, by using which you can consume all the data set for your area of interest if your town is coming under NUIS project phase 1, and then you can access this data, you can make a complete your plan, and also it will offer you some tool preparation of the master plan in your quantum GIS software by using the Bhuvan services. So we'll have a very detailed demonstration on this particular component. So similarly, so many applications are similar to this, many other themes are also available which can be accessed. Then some of the specific cases are also available here, like for the agriculture, forest, and similarly for the irrigation purpose, and so on. And then, for example, if you take the forest, the like Karnataka State Forest Department, Himachal Forest Department, Uttarakhand Forest Department, they are publishing and they are hosting their forest related assets on top of the Bhuvan platforms, and so that public can visualize and also make the or maybe sometime you can make the complete planning activity on top of this particular portal. So down of the this portal, you will also have some of the very interesting links, like some specific case study where this particular portal or this technology was used very effectively. For example, like in year 2013, in Uttarakhand disaster, especially for Kedarnath regions, how this technology was used effectively for planning activity as a case under the Manu projects, it is available. Another important point in the Bhuvan, you will be getting the Android based mobile app, which is freely available here. You can download it. One app is for the just visualization of Bhuvan services in your mobile, and second is how to participate in data creation activity right from your mobile device. So you can download the mobile, and the point of interest you can pick from the ground, and you can fill the attribute for a feature, and then you can submit to the server. So down you can see some of the important highlights I am trying to show you here. It is basically a open source development. In the development of open portals, we have not used any commercial softwares. The completely open source indigenous in-house software development activity is carried out here, and our services are completely open and compliant with the UGC web map services, web feature services, and WCS, and so on. And our target, our basic objective on this portal is basically scientific and societal applications for public good services. So it's not based on any commercial activities. It's a completely free and based on scientific and societal applications. So these are some of the unique feature of this portal when you are comparing with any commercial solution available in internet. Although it may be free, but there must be some commercial model behind publishing any data in a freely in a public domain. So you will also have linkages with the ISRO geoportals of ISRO's. There are many more such geo applications available from the ISRO site for the different projects activity. For example, from IIRS site, we have the Geoportal dedicated for bioresource or biodiversity information system or Indian bioresource information network. So these things are also linked with the Bhuvan, and the visualization of multi-resolution images. So as I told you, from the 56 meter spatial resolution to the 1 meter spatial resolution data, which is best from the Indian remote sensing satellite, is available here. And at the same time, you can download the data. The most important capability here, visualization may not be sufficient for the users those are coming from the GIS background, or users those are interested to do their project in the GIS or geospatial domain. They need the original data. The visualization may not serve all the requirements. So these kind of users can download the original data from this particular website, and then you can create your own false color composite or natural color composite, whatever you are wish to do it. So these are available here, and we have the application enabled or theme oriented users. For example, forest management activity. So forest planners, decision makers, or professionals, or maybe sometimes researchers, they are our targets. The second thing related to urban, so urban planners, decision makers, two professionals, then student researchers, those are working in the urban planning related activity, they are our target users. Another important point here, we also have enabled the participatory GIS approach in Bhuvan, where the crowdsourcing technology is implemented for data creation and data also participate in this initiative, and you can also your local area and submit the data. So now quickly we will see how the data looks like. You can see here, so 1 meter data for the Delhi region. This is 1 meter data where I am moving my mouse. You can see here the features are nicely seen, and another is a 2.5 meter data for some area are available here. So you cannot compare this 2.5 meter with 1 meters. Definitely 1 meter will have the better visualization and feature will be clearly shown here. So many times people confuse, they start comparing this 1 meter data with 2.5 meter, and they will take a decision that this data is not correct, but it is not the case. You can, if you have the 1 meter data, you cannot say that now 25 meter data is not required. So please understand here the technology. So purpose of 25 meter data will be totally different, where we'll be doing the mapping on 1:50,000 scale. When you are doing the mapping and 1:50,000 scale, this data is very important when you are doing the state level plan. At the state level in India, we have the administrative unit called state. So if you are making the plans at the state level, the 50,000 scale maps will be more than sufficient and it will be required. The purpose of 50,000 scale map cannot be solved using the map of 1:10,000 scale where the more features are available. So it depends which level or which kind of mapping or planning activity you want. Based on this, the resolution of satellite will be decided. And the further, if you are zooming in 2.5 meter itself, here the up to 10,000 scale mapping can be done very easily. So better than 10,000 if you want to do it, then you need better quality data sets. And again in the 1 meter data you can see here the different features. For example, we have taken one this image from the Jammu airport. Here you can see the aircrafts are very clearly visible in the airports. Of course, building is there and other features. In fact, you can count the vehicle moving in the road also using the 1 meter data. So here some of the examples are shown. And then in this website we have one link which is known as a Bhuvan store. If you are wish to know that what kind of data and information services Bhuvan is hosting, for this purpose you can visit this link and you can see the full list of data sets available in this portal. And here the temporal frequency also is mentioned very clearly. You will also get the procedure to get this data and also link for a particular piece of information whatever you are looking from this particular website. So again further description may not be readable right now, but this is just give you the idea how this particular link will looks like. It's basically Bhuvan store. The top right side the URL is available in the home page itself. Please visit this link, and if you have any query on this data set, you can always ask us. You can send email to me. You can also send email to our team at bhuvan@nrsc.gov.in. As per the high resolution satellite data is concerned, that we are saying it is a 1 meter spatial resolutions. Right now around 300 cities and towns in India is available. You can search for your town here. Here there is no specific reason that why we have selected a particular town in this category. Whenever data is available, we are publishing. There is no prioritization or there is no characterization of any town. Basically, we start with some NUIS project. We cover around 152 towns. These data set we publish here, and in some places the data was processed due to some disaster or maybe some other activities. So these all data sets, whenever it is available, we are publishing, and we are targeting very soon within few months time period, maybe maximum to 1 year time period. We are trying to make available this kind of data set for entire India. So you will be getting at least 1 meter spatial resolution for entire India. That is, we are in process for this. And now when data is published, you can also see here the feature in 2.5D format, where it is not complete 3D, it's a 2.5D. Here only the major part is only height is shown. Basically, the features within this building, for example, are not shown. Only the very footprint and elevating the height of the buildings are shown. And yes, complete 3D also can be created, where you will have the different features in 3D model itself. You can see here the different structures and shape are very clearly shown in this particular model. It will also provide you this kind of tools. You can create the 3D view of a features or buildings, or maybe you can any archaeological site you can pick, or whatever you wish to take. You can create the complete 3D view of this particular object. So this tool is readily available in Bhuvan 2D and 3D both the places. Now this is a basically examples how country to city level visualization is possible. When you are visualizing in the country level, you can see here some of the base maps are available, and when you are seeing these points, when you are clicking on these points, information will be displayed. Further, you can zoom. You can go to the closer view of the regions, and the same time up to city level when you are zooming, you can see that very nicely all the building and building footprints are visible along with the important feature in the terrain. So that is available here. Now, as I mentioned that we have very interesting program called NR Census program, that is National Natural Resource Census we call it. So natural resource census, basically what we are trying to do, we are trying to create a repository of natural assets of India under the seven major themes, seven major category we identified here. For example, you can see the land use land cover map on 1 is to 50,000 scale. We start this initiative in 2005-6, and the second level in 11-12 also we have completed, and these data sets are available here as a state-wise repository you can upload. And it's not only the visualization of data, it is not like a atlas, it is a complete a GIS system. What you can do there, you can load the data and then you can perform various queries on that. For example, if you are clicking on the features, first information it will give you, if I identify this particular piece of land as a cropland, and it will tell you it was identified as a cropland by using the satellite imagery of this particular satellite, this particular sensor of this date. So these all information will be links. If you are looking or you are visiting the same piece of land after 10 years, then you can overlay the latest data, then you can see how changes are happening in this particular region. Second important point, when you are loading the data, it will also give you the status, the area distribution of each class for a identified area, for state wise, district wise, and further you can also draw a area of interest. You can say that I am interested only in the piece of land, so then it will extract the information of a land use land cover in your area. So you can draw a very small area, you can also draw a very big area. So this is a very interesting tool where this kind of GIS operations are possible in simple website itself. Then after this land use land cover in 250,000 scale, right from 2004 and 5 onwards, latest 2015, these data sets are available that you can also download based on the request. Also have the wasteland data repository, latest data 2008-9. We have the geomorphology and lineament 2005-6 base data from satellite we use, but this project is completed in 2015. So here this data set also can be visualized. Under disaster management support programs, we are generating lot of information related to flood inundation in India. Whenever any flood alert is there, we'll program our satellite and we'll acquire the recent data sets, and then we'll process this data, we'll generate the flood inundation map. All these flood inundation maps are available as a repository under this particular visualization system called thematic services, and also under ISRO disaster management support program under disaster services. Based on the flood frequency and the temporal data, we also derive the hazard zonation, that is called flood hazard zonation map for major flood prone states in India, right from Assam, Odisha, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh. These data sets are also available. Up to the village level query you can perform here. You can say that my village is coming under which category. It's a high zone, low, moderate or other category. So that is also available. As for urban is concerned, I have just highlighted with red color. This is called National Urban Information System. 152 towns are available in this portal, and you can load this data and you can perform the various query. You can use as a atlas. You can consume these services in your ArcGIS, in your Quantum GIS. We'll have the demonstration on that in coming time period. So you can see here, these data sets are 1 is to 10,000 scale. So these things are available, and how you can use for regional planning activity, development plan, you can develop the master plan, revenue and administration, urban management. These tools are readily available for you for your utilization in your strategy. So this is another important point what you should learn here, that it is not only a website, it is not only a web portal. It also offers you various web services. Here I would like to make a very clear difference between a simple website and web service. Websites are not web services. Websites basically are based on the HTML pages where the static information is available for your access, and these HTML pages can be a static HTML pages or Java or any other programming environments, but ultimately output will be presented as HTML file. But here when I am saying the web services, it is basically based on the XML standard, extensive markup language, where this particular language will be used for the data definition purpose. When I'm saying that Bhuvan services are available, doesn't mean it is a Bhuvan website. So that means you can consume all the GIS layer from Bhuvan portal as a layer using the URL in your GIS software. That means it will be publishing URL as a website address, and this particular address you can copy and paste in your GIS software add layer category using WMS or WFS or WCS directly without physical download of this data. This data will be available right in your computers directly as a background image. It will not be the static or JPG kind of image. It will be dynamic data all the time. Based on your request, it will be retrieving from your servers. So in this kind of architecture, internet connectivity may require in your local computer. But if you are willing to make a local copy of this data, so map caching technique can be used, and you can create a cache in local computers so that without having internet also you can connect. But making the cache may require some good amount of computation capability in your computers, like good storage, and you may require good memory and good internet connectivity. Otherwise, if you are a normal users, please be connected and start using the services. It will not going to take the much bandwidth as per the internet itself. So you can see here these kind of services are available for the satellite imagery, for the base layer, for thematic maps, and also for the 3D data that is related to terrain. These all the data set you can consume or access as a service. Once you are doing this exercise, so you can develop the user-centric applications. So you are not dependent what Bhuvan is showing in 2D or 3D or in the thematic application. Don't bother about it. You simply consume these services into your own GIS, then you just overlay the local data and build your own applications. In one of the I hope class will be demonstrating you how to do this exercise. So here basically the user-centric application development is a main mandate of Bhuvan Geoportal. So next important point, if you are interested how this portal is being developed, if somebody is from the IT or computer background, they can understand better way. Here basically we have a database storage. Here we are using the PostgreSQL and PostGIS as a combination. So PostgreSQL is most of the time is a database system for our special and non-special data. Maybe some of the cases MySQL also being used, but 90% or more than 90% time PostGIS and PostgreSQL is our database management system. And when you are pushing the data here in the database, it is stored as a tabular nature. It's a tabular data, and then this tabular data is being published as a web service using the map server and geo server. These two important technology we are using. And when it is a simple WMS, then we'll be using map server and geo server. One is for raster, second for the vector data. But when you are creating the tile services called as a WMTS, in this case the tile cache and geo web cache, these two additional tools are also being used for enhancing the performance of data access or to give a better feeling of fast data access to the user community. That is also another objective, and then you can directly consume it. So this is the process, and the same time the visualization is through browsers. Our main visualization of the satellite imagery or thematic data is through a browser based applications, but always you can develop the client based software application also, maybe like quantum GIS. You can use the ArcGIS or RADARS, any other software to just use as a client for data visualization. So here idea is basically to give you data access for visualization as per as original data also. When you are trying to access the original data, then data is transferred through the file transfer protocol, that is FTP server, once your request is submitted to the service. So how the user-centric application can be developed? This is a typical kind of scenario. Once you have these data set in Bhuvan server are published as a WMS and WMTS, and data at the user end, maybe user is hosting their own server or user is having their own local data sets, it will be parallelly called here, and through this particular computer, this is your clients where you are sitting here, and the user-centric application you can build here. We have a different kind of training program for this activity, how the user-centric application can be developed. So if time permits, sometime during this particular course also, we will be demonstrating you live from here how the user-centric application can be developed. So this is a typical case, use case I can say. And this is a visualization of the maps other than satellite data. Till now I was talking about the satellite. Now I am saying that how the vector data can be visualized here. And many times ISRO is not owner of this vector data. We have procured from the different mapping agency like Survey of India, or maybe Forest Survey of India, or Geological Survey of India. So their data sets also are available for visualization purpose. Here we cannot offer you any kind of data service. We can offer you only the visualization services, because the license what we purchase from these mapping agencies in India is limited to only visualization, because they are the owner of this data. So that's why we are not able to offer you any data services under the vector data category. As you may be knowing that as per the satellite data is concerned, the ISRO is owner of this data, and we have our remote sensing data policy which permits us to give you data up to 23 meter spatial resolution free of cost as a data service. That's why you are able to download the satellite imagery from NRC Open Your Data Archive free of cost at your desktop for the offline use. So these services are basically data visualization services. Now this is a further explanation how you can download the data. So as I told you in beginning itself, you have to create your login, and after this login you can identify your area of interest, and then you can choose which data you are interested to download, and it will overlay some grids. These grid also size depend. If you are downloading data in 1 degree by 1 degree grid, that is applicable for Cartosat DEM, that is on around 1 arc second accuracy, that is 1 degree by 1 degree. So you can download, and here you can also use the Survey of India Open Series map topo sheet numbers to search your area of interest. And the same time the satellite data, especially as per the list 3 and AVIS sensors are concerned, so you can have a very quick look of this your selected grid, and once you satisfy that, you feel that yes, this data can be used, and then you can download these data sets here. And all the data sets will be in zip formats, where all the 4 bands separately will be available, along with the metadata. Also we will also tell you how to club these bands using some stacking technology. And recently, in fact, Bhuvan has launched one of the software for the stacking the different satellite layers together to generate the natural color composite or false color composite. Then you can also have the list of data sets. There are many from the OSCAT, from Delhi, North Indian Ocean products are also available here. Water fractions, vegetation fraction data from IMS1. Hyper. So next important point is Bhuvan applications. How you can really use, and what is the application of this board. So if you would like to see here, so we have given some of the important list here, that called agriculture, e-commerce, event-based monitoring, forestry, irrigations. There are many more. And now, as I told you, under the G governance dashboard, this list is not limited. It's growing on daily basis, and you will be seeing that more and more departments, ministries are coming forward with their projects, their requirements, and we are developing the application on regular basis, and the updates are available in our page. So as per the urban is concerns, here the Ludhiana municipal GIS, one typical example I am showing you. You can see here the ward level information is linked for the taxation purpose, and the lot of information for this particular municipality is available, and various kind of tools to locate a particular facility in the city can be used. Please use this municipal GIS in the Bhuvan. So one of the very interesting applications, where you can see that one of the typical application of this municipal GIS could be your tourism applications. So for tourism purpose, the geotag photograph of a respective area, which are very interesting point maybe for the tourist purpose, so are linked, and they also you can make the queries here. You can draw a buffer that I'm standing here, or you can hold a mobile, you can say that I'm here, please show me the what are the most important or interesting area within 5 kilometer range of uh, my where I'm standing right now. So these kind of queries are very much possible. And also you can perform some of the analysis, some of the basic like distance measurement, shortest route you can calculate. You can say that I would like to I would like to go from this point to this point, how much time I'm going to take it, and what is the traffic conditions, and these all informations are linked. This is very interesting for the urban users. Basically, you can see here different screens are shown to you. So some of the important points for where the data is available as a point locations. When you are going further, you can see here up to the rail networks in a city are digitized, and these data sets are legend available. You can do the query on that. And also interestingly, you can also see the growth of a urban area, how last 20 years a particular city, for example Bangalore, is growing, or maybe 30 years how it is growing. So this kind of temporal visualization of the urban area are also possible for few of the city, not for all. And how the maps are changing, how the land is changing over the time. So please visit this particular URLs called bhuvan.noida.nrsc.gov.in under theme, thematic, theme.php under NUIS. In fact, you can visit this all the utilities and tools, and you can get the information about it. So large scale mapping at 1:10,000 scale, 152 towns in India we have covered, and another phase of this project is on now. So we are covering more towns, and maybe in futures data for entire India may be available here. So this is one typical example. Around 16 layer under NUIS are published. And disaster management is one of the interesting area. Under as I mentioned that under ISRO disaster management support program, we are addressing 6 natural disasters, and recently we have also initiated one of the important project called National Database for Emergency Management. Under this project, so some of the technological or man-made disasters are also being covered. But this NDM data is not available in the public domain. This is a closed user group or user projects where within the disaster management network it is available. But under DMSP programs, whatever information we are generating based on any disaster event, this information we are publishing directly in the Bhuvan Geoportal. So you can have the almost you can say on daily basis what is the status of particular disaster, how disaster is growing. So as I mentioned, 6 natural disasters we are focusing, like a flood, we have the cyclone, we have the landslide, earthquake, we have the drought, and the then forest fire. So daily based alerts will be generated, and in many cases we are also trying to link the nowcast of IMD, Indian Meteorological Department, and we are showing, for example, if you are taking the example of the cyclone, so how the cyclone is progressing, what is the condition of cyclone, it will be linked here, and you can visualize this data in real time. So this is very interesting application. Please keep on visiting this website. And also we have some of the R&D initiative. For example, in case of landslide, based on the rainfall triggers, so we are also trying to give the advance alert in 3 days in advance, that either any area is prone to landslide, and also will also identify which area under the more prone category, moderate and low category. This kind of advanced alerts are also being generated for the limited area, that is in the Char Dham route in the Uttarakhand. All of this is under R&D stage, but maybe once we success and we got good data sets for the field, maybe it will be operation future time. So but still you can see based on rainfall alerts how the these landslides are being predicted. Now come to the another important initiative called Bhuvan State Geoportal. This is very important activity. Basically, we start with the national level data visualizations and national level data loading and publishing in Bhuvan. But now we are trying to publish the state-specific problems, like state-specific data sets, what state required based on their priority, and we have developed the state portal for all the states in India, So local state governments, authorities, and the like state remote sensing centers and other mapping agencies can also link their data set with the state portals, and also these particular links can be or portals can be utilized for many state specific GIS related problem solving purpose. So it will be very interesting and here available. Please keep on visiting for your state. Really very much useful and informative. Now I was talking about the Bhuvan mapper, basically how you can create your own GIS map without buying any software, without buying any data. That is very interesting tool actually. What you can do here, you can simply create your login, go inside it and load the data and use the tools for mapping purpose, and this particular tool or software will take care of all the mapping activity like geometry, topology issues, attribution issues, or maybe other errors what we are getting in our normal GIS environment. It will not be there. So straight away you can start digitizing and a beautiful data structure is designed and automatically you can map your area. And once you complete this exercise, you can download the complete mapping activity as a save file. And data is available up to 1 meter, free of cost. So please join here and contribute in the mapping activity. So once it is done, one copy will be maintaining, we will be not publishing it. Once you say that yes, share with the public, definitely we can do it. But otherwise, you can continue mapping activity and you can download this data in your local computers. This is GIS viewer. Here, this is the way actually how you can download. You can say that I am doing the mapping last 1 month. Please give me the data whatever I have created last 1 month. 2 time period you define it, then download the data. And this is a quality of satellite image what you will be getting in the Bhuvan mapper here. So crowdsourcing is a basically participatory approach. This is one of the interesting projects what we have completed in 2013-14 time period when there is a severe disaster was there in Uttarakhand region, especially for Kedarnath region. So here using the participatory approach, we invite the students, the local students from the local universities here and given very short training to them, and we named it a controlled crowdsourcing. And by taking their support and help, and we have given the mobile device to them, and they went to their respective area and they start collecting the damage area. A beautiful data was collected within 2-3 months time periods. Around more than 20,000 damage point of this region was collected in the participatory approach, and it was used for planning and also analyzing the why did this disaster happens, and a very detailed report was submitted to government. And one of the very successful story how the participatory approach can be used for data creation in GIS. It is not limited to disaster management. We also did this exercise for many applications. Still we are doing it. So that is basically crowdsourcing on Bhuvan using the mobile as well as web platforms. These are some of the points. You can see that these big circles are showing that within this particular region how many such points exist, and this number is showing the number of points available in this region. This is just a visualization system. So you please visit it how it can be done, and also you can download this mobile app for the your Android platforms. Then start pushing data to Bhuvan, and then it will be displayed along with the field photographs. You can send 1 or 2 photographs. You can send the attribute, whatever information you want publish here. So this is the things available. So high resolution satellite data already I covered. It is available in the Bhuvan store. You can visit it. Now these are the some of the important lists our collaborators those are supporting or participating in our projects. Some of the ministries and names or some department names are listed here. You can see how the different user department and ministry has used this particular portal for their day-to-day activity, how they are creating data, how they are publishing data. So that's all from my side.